So today I'm running along the Cross Kirkland Corridor towards the Google building. I figured out why a lot of these millennials live in such untidy apartments. And that's because when they get in, they immediately put on the high-res TV and start gaming. Everything looks so clean and high definition on their TV, they forget to look behind them. And then before they know it, they're off back to work again. I'm going to take a picture of the outside of the Google building. I don't think they'll allow me to take a picture on the inside. There is a very high level of security here. I wouldn't be allowed in without a pass or without a guest pass, at least. There's a woman running behind me with a Doberman. Hello. I saw them coming this way, so the dog has already seen me once, but I really don't want to interact with a big Doberman, even on a leash. So that was a bird. That was a Washington State, USA bird. They sound very much like the birds in Victoria. When I finish my run, I'll probably go to the Metropolitan Market and buy some chicken. I have set up the idea that at the weekends when he's not working, he should be eating at home. But he knows that come Tuesday morning, he can fill up. Some nice looking trailers here. Excuse me. That wasn't my porridge. I didn't have any porridge. I had raisin bran today. After my fasting blood work, the doctor took the trouble of phoning to ask me to take a vitamin B12 supplement, which is kind of weird, because some of the best sources of vitamin B12 is red meat, yeast, raisin bran.
Time 5 minutes. Distance 0.72 kilometers. Average heart rate 131. Workout average pace 6 minutes 57 seconds per kilometer.
Okay, average pace is a little fast.
Zone 3.
That's probably why I'm having to take these walk breaks. But yeah, he said vitamin B12. So I'm taking one pill every morning, with or without my breakfast.
Below zone. Zone 2.
It might mean that I have some digestive issues whereby I'm not metabolizing the vitamin B12 in the food that I'm eating. But we'll see. He's probably going to set me up with some more blood work when I get back, which means that he'll be able to see if a week of taking a supplement helps with the readings. He knows we're off to Uruguay. So there you go. It will have to happen in the next week and a half, I guess. We're leaving on the 5th of March.
In zone. Zone 3.
Yep, I know. Zone 3 is good. Soon to be zone 4. Hi.
Hi.
Quite a lot of families out here. Quite a lot of runners.
Above zone. Zone 4.
It is nice and sunny today. Cool but sunny. Morning. Very friendly people here. These West Coast people are very good. We all acknowledge our efforts So the other reason that I came to visit was
Zone 3.
on the off chance of bumping into Stella and Gianni. They came to visit me in Victoria, so I was going to reciprocate. But she's about 8.5 months pregnant now, so she's not feeling very mobile. And I explained to her that we didn't have a car. We don't have a car. We could go there by bus, but it would take probably an hour to take the bus. There's probably 1 or 2 buses that go past her place. But there is a big highway in between where Carlos lives and where she lives. So that's the issue. On the corridor, it's probably easier to get to her house this way by running than it would be by transit or even by car. Said it was a 12-minute car ride. There's a little bit of rail left here. They kept it as a souvenir.
Zone 2.
Let me take one more picture and then I will put my camera away for the duration of this run. It's 10 o'clock real time now, and it'll remind me when I get to 20 minutes that I should head back, which is a very nice 5K at this sort of pace, probably a little bit over 5K by the time I get back. But I started on the corridor, not from his house, because there's this very steep uphill, and I wanted to do the run on the flat today.
Zone 2.
I didn't want to put my heart into any early stress. When I got to the top of the stairs, which brought me up to the level of the rail trail, my heart was already in Zone 3 from the stairs.
Zone 3.
But I think I said to you last time that with all this alternating running and walking, when I do run, I feel more rested and more energetic. When I used to run every day, I had trouble pushing the pace because I was always running on tired legs.
And next.
But nowadays, I find it exhilarating to run because I have a little more power. Maybe the vitamin B12 supplements.
Distance 1.36 kilometers. Average heart rate 131. Workout average pace 7 minutes 20 seconds per kilometer.
The supplements will help me to build a bit more muscle. My mother-in-law, before she died, she used to have a B12 injection every month. I think elderly people have trouble absorbing vitamin B12, the enzyme needed to break it down from the food might be missing. But we'll see. I'm not too worried about it. The only thing was that when I got my voicemail message that the doctor had called, I was a little bit worried because he did say he was only going to call me if there was something outside the normal. So I was assuming it was something much more serious than a vitamin B12 deficiency. Above zone.
Zone 4.
I'm going to be going under a pretty big highway in a minute. This could be 100th. Although the streets have names and the avenues have numbers. So you know whether it's an up, down or a cross by whether it's a number or a name.
In zone.
I didn't have any trouble with the immigration people.
Zone 3.
They were quite friendly. I didn't wear my bandana. I just wore my Sleeman's Brewery toque. I figured as a Canadian that would be more appropriate. That is what they would expect to see, and not a man with a bandana. Besides, all my ID photographs have just me and my bald head. No hat allowed. Men without hats is the order of the day. So this is mile 2.75 of the corridor, and I think I started at about 1.5. So I've gone just a bit over a mile now. Those dog walkers are now heading back.
In zone. Zone 3.
Hello. Hi. The corridor continues after this crosswalk. This is Northeast 87th Street. There's a hill on either side of me, but I'm running across the gradient. There's quite a bit of cycling going on here as well. Lots of families. It is Sunday after all. Sunday around 10 o'clock. Prime family time. When it tells me to turn, that'll be 20 minutes. And then most of the way back will give me my 36. I put out a show on Friday when I ran with John, so this one could be a little shorter. Hi. This one could be a little shorter so that you won't have to fit me in to your busy, busy lives. It'd be easier for you to fit me in to your busy, busy lives.
In zone.
In zone.
Zone 3.
Interesting ruins here. There's some sort of airplane or boat parts rusting away here. Probably a ferry. But it looks like a ferry from the 50s.
Time 15 minutes. Distance 2.02 kilometers. Average heart rate 136. Workout average pace 7 minutes 24 seconds per kilometer.
So, another 5 minutes and I'll turn. And then head back. When I'm out and about, there's no Wi-Fi out here. So any messages that I might get from Stella will be waiting for me when I get back.
Zone 4.
So up to the 3 mile mark now. So I've done about 1.5 miles. It's not very scenic. Because it used to be a railway line, this is kind of the industrial section of Kirkland.
In zone. Zone 3.
Give it a little bit more to calm down and then I'll be jogging again. Hello. I set it for zone 3. So when I'm in zone, it'll tell me. I have my laptop, below zone. I have my laptop and all my cables so that I can put together a half-decent show once I have this raw footage or this raw data uploaded to my computer. I might add some music to entertain us all. I do listen to every show that I put out, mainly so I can check on the levels if the music's too high, if there's too much wind noise. There's a guy on an e-bike. Hi. One of those e-bikes with the fat tires.
Zone 4.
There's going to be so many e-bikes on these trails pretty soon. This spring we'll see a phenomenal increase in sales. Mark my words. I listened to most of Chris's show today, but as always I skip the interviews. Not that I'm not interested in his guests, I just find interviewing and interviewees quite often cringe-worthy, if you know what I mean. I don't really need to know what they have to say about whatever. Hi. I know it's kind of rude of me, but I'm more interested in hearing the one-man report from Mr. Russell. He is very good with words, and he does script himself. Almost everything he says in the first section of his show, you can read verbatim from his website. Sometimes I listen to the show after I've read that and thinking, I've heard this. But it's not that I've heard it, it's that I've read it. Along with the sudden sales of e-bikes. Hi. That girl was trained. Lucy girl. That dog was being trained to behave. I made a conscious effort of not saying hi to the dog or the owner because he had Lucy girl under control. And she behaved well, which is great. So very soon, I'll be told to head back. But as I was saying, this is a slight upgrade. So it's going to be fractionally easier for me to maintain my pace on the way back, with slightly less work on my heart. What does it say here? Environmentally sensitive area. Yep, there's lots of drainage going on, lots of little red flags and pink flags on various small shrubs on either side of me.
Minutes. Distance 2.69 kilometers. Average heart rate 134. Workout average pace 7 minutes 25 seconds per kilometer. Time for hydration. Halfway to your goal.
There you go. I'm going to see Lucy Girl again, but I will wait. I won't run past her. She has noticed that I stopped and turned. She might be quite defensive.
Below zone. Zone 2.
Good girl.
In zone. Zone 3.
Hi. Yep, it does feel a little easier coming this way. There was a very gentle slope coming the other way. So, from this point, I have 2 miles to go. Stella and Chani work for Microsoft. My son works for Google, so I was kind of hoping that they would get together because it would be nice for him to expand his social circle a little bit, so that he wouldn't be playing Tomb Raider quite as much as he is. But it's kind of curious, as I was saying, the way the millennials can live in squalor and look at this pristine landscape on their high-definition TVs and not notice what's all around them. As adults, as boomers that we are, Norma and I, we tend to look at our environment before we look at the screen. We look to see how we're living. Our environment is more important than our focused attention. We're looking at the big picture, not at the big screen TV. I noticed this way, even though it's slightly downhill, it's now slightly into the breeze, which will make it a little cooler. There is a rule of thumb in the winter that you should go against the wind on the way out. While you're heating up, the wind will keep you cool. And then once you've made your turn, have the run back with the wind behind you. And then it'll be easier and you won't freeze from the chilling effect of the wind and the sweat. I think that's how it works. Go out against the wind and come back with the wind. You should be nicely warmed up all the way back then. That's if it's below freezing. Up till then it's kind of a moot point whether you want to be cooler or warmer. Yesterday I almost joined in with a whole bunch of runners and walkers that were going past Carlos's apartment. We saw the cops in the morning putting pylons down the side of the cycle lane, wondering what they were up to, but pretty soon after that we started seeing people with numbers running high, and by the time I went out they were all mainly walkers and people with their strollers and their dogs. But I was planning to walk the corridor, so I didn't really want to do anything too hilly. I was scoping out.
Time 25 minutes. Distance 3.33 kilometers. Average heart rate 132. Workout average pace 7 minutes 28 seconds per kilometer.
Yeah, that's what I would have predicted. 7.5 minute pace. Yeah, I was scoping out this corridor again. I have one more full day here. And then on Tuesday morning, after President's Day, I take the early Clipper back to Victoria. I think I will take a picture of this wrecked ferry. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I know my friend Marshall is interested in this particular piece of wreckage.
Below zone. Zone 2.
Yeah, it looks very much like the ferry that used to go between Victoria and Seattle. Hello. Was this the ferry that used to go?
Yeah.
It used to go between Victoria and Seattle, I believe.
Not the Kalakala.
No?
That was the Victoria Clipper.
Oh no, the Clipper's still going.
Yeah. I don't think the Kalakala...
But there was a ferry of this era that used to connect Victoria with...
Princess Marguerite.
Well, very likely,
I think that's the one you're talking about. This one, I don't believe was ever on...
I thought it was an airplane with the windows.
Yeah. It's designed like it with the Art Deco kind of aerodynamic design.
Anyway.
Reminiscent.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Workout resumed.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was right. It's not the Clipper and it's not the Marguerite.
Zone 2.
But you know, they might have had more than one ferry of that design. Crossing that road again.
In zone. Zone 3.
7th Avenue and what was it, 53rd, I think. Twelfth Avenue North and
Above zone.
what's
Zone
the
4.
other? Northeast 87th.
In zone. Zone 3. Above zone. Zone 4.
Back to where I saw the family before. 2 little kids, 2 middle-aged parents. Hi.
Hello.
Young parents.
In zone.
Middle-aged is
Zone
probably
3.
not very accurate. This is that environmentally sensitive area I was describing earlier. There is a painted bridge here that I will take a picture of for my street art collection. Got it. Hi. I must look a little strange to these people.
Zone 2.
There's not very many old men wearing bandanas anymore. Most of them have died off. But I'm sure when Stella sees my route, she'll be able to tell me how close I was to their turnoff. It's a factory of some sort, yeah.
In zone. Zone 3.
Very soon I'll be getting back to my son's neighborhood. So I turned at 20. Hello. 25. Excuse me. 25 will get me. That was the last announcement. So half an hour.
Zone 4.
Half an hour is around here. And then another minute. So when I hear the next announcement, it'll probably tell me that it's half an hour. I turned at 20. I heard a 25.
Time 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Distance 3.97 kilometers. Average heart rate 132. Workout average pace 7 minutes 32 seconds per kilometer.
There's a guy jogging along behind me. I'll give him a chance to catch me. We might even get to chat.
Zone 3.
He sounds about my pace. About the same cadence as me. He'll probably catch me on my next walk break, which will happen quite soon. The trail goes up a little bit now. At the 2.5 mile post. I'll Got about 1.25 miles to go. Crossing over a road. Kirkland Way is the one I'm crossing now. Kirkland Way and Kirkland Avenue. The jogger turned off. Oh well. That was me thinking I would have somebody to talk to. Hi. Nobody's wearing gloves today, which is nice to see. Coming up to where I took a picture of the rails, the last remaining section of rail. I believe a similar thing happened when I went to see my friend Alan in Toronto. I was half expecting to bump into Holly, but the logistics of Lake Ontario meant that what seemed to be quite close by would involve a 60-kilometer drive to get from St. Catharines to Toronto. Even though we were just basically, as the crow flew, 20 miles apart. But this is going to be a well-planned run. And when I get home, it'll be getting close to beer time, so my reward for running and recording for you guys, it will be a can of beer. Hello. I found a very nice brand of beer, around about 6.5-7% alcohol by volume. It was it's called Hales Ale IPA, green can. Quite good, to tell you the truth. I think a lot of the craft brewers sharpened their act a little bit to try and win custom off the union breweries. The bigger multinational breweries have lost a lot of business to the microbreweries. 2.25, counting down to 1.25. A mile to go. But I'm listening for the 35-minute reminder, and then I will say bye-bye to you. My next show will be in Victoria, probably on the Mountain of Joy. I don't think I'll run on Tuesday. Hello. I might do a long walk on Wednesday to make up for my travel day, like a 2.5-hour walk. And then Thursday I will be back again with Norma running her trails. Got another crossing to do here, road crossing. Then I have to run through the Google complex again, and then I'm almost there. So that's the 35-minute mark. Yellow lights are flashing. Alright, last section to run. Hey, I see the same 3 girls that I saw on Saturday. They're running this way today. The same group of 3 up in front. Hello.
Hi.
And there's a group of 2 behind them. The girl with red hair was in the second group today. Last time I saw them, she was in the first group. Bug zone. All right. So anyway, that was the 35. This is indeed the running jackal, running past the wood-paneled trailers, the homegrown trailers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
You don't cell phones these days, but
6 of them, actually. So, bye-bye everyone. Until next time.